Coming up, we'll be taking a look at the changes you can expect to see in the hotels when you come back and also on our beaches. Plus, I got to go to the shopping centre. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Baker. I'm the owner of Benidorm's free newspaper, the Round Town Times. But with no tourists here at the moment, we're keeping everyone informed with a series of videos called Benidormforever. If this is the first video that you've seen, check out the previous ones so you can follow our journey from the beginning. Thank you. So, what's been happening in Spain over the last week? Well, the country continues to rejoice over the very low numbers of new cases of coronavirus, and here in the Valencian region we're hoping to move into phase 3 of the de-escalation programme next Monday, June the 15th. This means we'll be allowed to move around our region, so in our case we could, if we wanted to, go all the way up to Valencia for the day. Benidorm is still very quiet, as not even the Spanish nationals can get to us at the moment, and the lack of humans has brought the wildlife closer. Dolphins were spotted off the shore of Benidorm on Monday. How cute is that? This week also brought the crushing announcement from Jet2 that they're not flying anyone anywhere until July the 15th. And whilst it's still very much unclear whether Spain will even allow British tourists to visit Spain along with other international visitors from July the 1st, it's still a big blow to our local economy because we rely on British tourists. So in the short term, it looks like we'll be relying on visitors from those considered safer countries, plus the Spanish nationals. Although we're not sure where they'll be staying, as the hotel owners still aren't sure when, if or which of their hotels they'll be reopening. MedPlaya Group have announced they're definitely opening the Regenti Hotel and also the Ajir. And we also know that Marenisol Group are opening their Avenida Hotel in the Old Town. I've stayed in the Avenida. It's a beautiful 4-star hotel located on Martínez Alejos Street, very close to the beach. More like a city hotel, its privileged location makes it within easy walking distance of the shops and the tapas bars of the Old Town, and the rooftop pool has views over the rooftops and out to sea. We were invited to take a sneaky peek at some of the changes the hotels are having to make to ensure clients' safety, including protective screens in reception areas and bars, hand sanitizer on every corner, but the biggest and most expensive changes for most hotels will be taking place in the dining room, where buffets are being replaced with individual portions so you don't have to share serving spoons, and in the case of the Hotel Avenida, they've expanded their show cooking station so chefs can prepare your food like steaks and fish freshly to order and hand it to you from behind a protective screen. But if you prefer to cater for yourself, the Moreni Group also own the apartments opposite the Hotel Avenida, which is one of the reasons they've decided to open straight away. They can offer you the type of accommodation you prefer this summer. And we can totally sympathise with the predicament of the hotels, unsure whether to open or not. The running costs on these places are astronomical, and with no idea how many tourists we'll have this summer, it's a hard decision to make. Extra staff will be needed to keep up with the new rules of constant cleaning, and the bigger the hotel, the tougher the decision. One of the criteria hotels need to abide by, for example, is not allowing guests to share the lift, other than with those they're sharing a room with. And whilst we're on the subject of the hotels, another important area we just want to mention is the use of the pools. The new rules say that the areas have to be constantly disinfected, and this is reassuring for those of you who will be visiting us later in the year. Now, before we move on, and whilst we're in this area of Benidorm, I do want to share with you another local landmark that you may not have otherwise noticed before. Please let us know if you like these local history stories, and we'll include more. So we've got another little local story for you. We think you like the history of Benidorm, and of course Benidorm was just a fishing village up until about 60 years ago, and just like every other village it had its village school, and the village school is still here, very much in operation, but you've probably never even noticed it. It's just here off the busy shopping street in the old town. It's called Las Monchas, that's how they know it locally, Las Monchas, the nuns, because it's run by nuns. It's a religious school and it's still very active. All of the children of Benidorm, there's other schools of course, but the children of the original families of Benidorm like to send their children to Las Monchas. My own mother-in-law went to Las Monchas when she was a child, and she tells me that back in the day they used to do their sports lessons down on the beach, because back then the whole of this square belonged to the school, but obviously as the town has grown up, more and more of the land has been taken over for building. So when you're next in Benidorm, come and have a look, take a trip down memory lane, come and have a look at the old school, still very much in action, Nuestra Señora de los Dolores, located right here in the heart of the old town. This week we've also learned more about how we will be able to use our beaches in Benidorm. The beaches in our area were allowed to reopen on June the 1st, but Benidorm opted to wait for a while, preferring to ponder how best to ensure our safety instead. This is a pity because the bars and restaurants could really have done with the business, and it would have given us all a chance to enjoy our beautiful beaches while they're so quiet. As it was, we were forced to travel to neighbouring towns like Villajoyosa and Altea. A day at the beach is an extremely popular weekend activity for the Spanish, and look how respectfully these beach lovers are behaving. There's plenty of social distancing, and look how busy the bars were. So what are the safety measures in place on Benidorm beaches? Well, for starters, there will be beach aid monitors at hand to offer advice and assistance whilst ensuring the safety guidelines are adhered to. European funds will cover the cost of this, and there are 1,000 monitors covering the Valencian coastline alone. There will be access points onto Benidorm Beach to control the numbers and to make sure everyone is respecting the social distances and the shoreline. It's prohibited to use the first 6 metres closest to the sea for sunbeds and other personal belongings, and right now the council staff are busy marking 4 metre square roped areas or pods in the sand. The blue are for the masses and the green are reserved for the over 70s. The pod is yours for 4 hours, and then the beach will be emptied and cleaned and used for another 4-hour session in the afternoon. The full rules haven't been announced yet, but the rumour is you can pre-book your pod online. The areas where you can rent sunbeds aren't marked into pods, as the beds will be spaced out appropriately. But I have to say, we're not sure how practical some of these safety measures might be, so we'll let you know next week when the beaches are back open. But the shopaholic that I am, the highlight of my week was my trip to the local shopping centre, and I'm pleased to say it was a very safe day out. They take your temperature and clock you in and out so they can control the numbers within. You have to wear a mask the whole time, even when trying on clothes. Not all stores allow you to try on clothes, but in those that do, the clothes are steamed to disinfect them afterwards. But sadly, the stock in the shops was mostly what was on the shelves when they closed in March, and who needs jumpers now it's flip-flop weather. But that means there were some great discounts to be had, so I still managed to buy plenty. And the funniest thing of all is you have to socially distance your car in the car park, but that suits me fine. Now, with summer nearly here, we'll be needing to bare our bodies soon after the long winter, and many of us are now turning to online keep fit programs to tone up, or even personal trainers. So meet Jason. With 30 years fitness experience, Jason's had a surge in one-to-one training and can tailor-make a class to suit your level.
I can help people obviously achieve their goals, their short-term, long-term goals. I'm a qualified nutritionist, so I can work out a dietary plan that suits you.
So if you don't fancy the thought of a group workout, give Jason a call. This is just one more local service I personally have discovered since the lockdown, and it's a great one, and right now we're all trying to help each other. Next week we'll be in phase 3 and the nightclubs and discos can reopen, but we're not allowed to dance. Why not? We'll also tell you how the beach rules are working, because the Benidorm beaches will be open by then. And for those of you searching for self-catering accommodation for your next holiday, we'll be showing you around Benidorm Holiday Letting's lovely apartments. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to tell us what you miss and we'll try and include it next time. And please share our videos with anybody you know that misses Benidorm. We want everyone to remember Benidorm forever until it's safe for you to return. Thank you.